TfL began a third consultation on Crossrail 2 last week, giving the public a chance to respond to proposals for London's brand new railway. Just a stone's throw away from the site of the proposed station's entrance on Sydney Street, around 100 angry campaigners were locked out of a public meeting last night at Chelsea Old Town Hall. The locals were out and forced to voice their concerns over the plans and have their burning questions answered by Crossrail 2 Managing Director Michelle Dix. It's estimated that Crossrail 2 will cost up to £32 billion if plans are given the go-ahead.
I'm here to really raise a concern on behalf of some of the residents of Charles II Place.
Councillor Tim Coleridge, Cabinet Member for Planning Policy, Transport and Arts, says Chelsea needs to be a part of the so-called transport revolution taking place in London. He believes the long-term benefits of Crossrail 2 to residents will far outweigh any inconvenience and disturbance caused.
Chelsea, in fact, in West Chelsea, is very poorly served by tube stations. We have Sloane Square one end, and we have South Ken slightly in the north. But actually, West Chelsea is appallingly badly served. London is changing. In 30, 40 years' time, there is going to be a huge requirement for access to fast underground lines in London. Crossrail 1 and Crossrail 2 and probably Crossrail 3 are going to transform London. And I want our residents in Chelsea to have the opportunity of being part of that change. Some people live down the King's Road. They had to take a 20-minute bus journey to get to Sloane Square. Then they had to wait for the train. Then they had to go to Victoria. And then there could they pick up Crossrail 2.
Chris Lennon is chairman for the No Crossrail in Chelsea campaign and says people will still be able to benefit from the new railway by accessing it at both Victoria and Clapham Junction.
This isn't a case about local residents and travelling to work. This is more about attracting more people into the King's Road. And the question I think we have is why spend £1 billion on a station which is there to encourage shopping?
Most shops, and we've done a lot of research on this, would love to have a steady stream of people coming in here to shop who want to shop here. It will keep it alive. And further down the King's Road to the west, the shopping take is not as good. You come out of here and go that way, it gets sadder and sadder, or not, the shops aren't as good. More people would walk down there and we'd have better shops for everybody. We want people to be able to come in from Twickenham or further out or wherever it is, or Alexandra Palace up in the north, or even Cheshire. They could get in here in a very, very swift time.
However, many locals worry the area will become a destination for shoppers, turning King's Road into another Oxford Street or Westfield.
The businesses that are on the King's Road don't compete with Westfield. They're small, independent businesses. They're targeting a completely different market. And so we don't understand why the council think that the King's Road is competing with Westfield, because it's not. The question we have is, if you have that and you have those connections to Victoria through the Circle and District line, why do you need this?
We can't endlessly say let's have an appalling connected borough because we don't want to have any progress made. But it might be that they further west it might become a more, but that's just natural. And of course, why not?
If the plans are approved, construction on Crossrail 2 could begin in 2020, with its first trains running 10 years later.